Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we're going to cut in a little bit on the music, but hey, welcome into Flying with Mike. As you saw in the beginning, this flight has struggled me for the last couple of days. I've wanted to fly from Newark to Buffalo for FedEx, but the runway lengths are, for me, borderline to fly like the MD-11 in. Um, which means even the 767 is kind of in the same boat. So, I thought, well, let's try the A300, see if that model is available. It's not available in X-Plane 12. It hasn't been for quite a while, and I don't even know if it ever was. So, but for FedEx Express Virtual, we can substitute the A330. Ooh, now I began thinking. But that 8,000-foot runway just keeps plaguing me. No, it's either a 757 or we'll go with the today, what I finally settled on is the 737 Zibo. So, and they do fly these, by the way, in Europe. If you take a look closer at the tail, hang on just a second. Aerologics. Okay, ASL is the airline overseas, or it could be, I guess, Aerologic. But anyway, they do the cargo in the 737s, along with the other fleet aircraft. So, who knows, maybe one day FedEx will bring some to the U.S. I think I've been saying that since they first started. They haven't yet. So, but let's first off give FedEx its due. Their airplanes don't fly empty. Okay, think about that long and hard. Those little envelopes you get, they fly full. So, along with, yes, some cargo on the side. But they fly full. They're pretty full aircraft, folks. So, let's give them a little slack. Maybe this just isn't enough room or enough for what they do. Hence the 757. All right, so anyway, that's been my dilemma this week. We're going to fly it. And today the weather is, well, yeah, it's been this way probably for 2, 3, 4 weeks in the Northeast. Just cruddy. And get cruddy going worse. Hang on a second. Tell you, this cold just will not let up. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, so we'll just stuff it with coffee. Anyway, so today we are headed to Buffalo. Buffalo is always a nice, challenging airport, especially late fall in until the lake freezes over, if it'll freeze over, till mid to late spring. Well, actually, yeah, and then it's back to normal and you don't get lake effect. So yeah, you could fly into a pretty good blizzard. So anyway, welcome to flying along major water bodies. Okay, so let's climb aboard Zibo's 737 and go over to Buffalo from Newark. By the way, yes, you know it. I hope I did it. I didn't fool myself. I did. Dang it. Oh, I know I put it in here. How'd I put it in? Let's do it this way. Stand by, folks. I should have done this before and didn't think about it. Oh, I may not have. Well, doggone, I did not put this in. Well, stand by. Bear with me. I am going to put a new command in here. We'll call it Newark. That way it's easier for me to mess up. And all right, and I am going to do this one other locale. Because you know, when we do fly these flights, ooh, yeah, I just realized something. Turn that off for a second. Okay, let me create a timer. Oh, I hate when this happens. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, cool. I already have it. No, I don't. Oh, duh. It's right in front of me. You tricky computer developer, you guys. Uh, I tell you, you guys in that field of computers just smart butts. I clicked add a timer to one of my bots. And I'm like, what did it do? I'm thinking it screwed up the computer itself. Oh no, it put a little line across the top but didn't open up for me to fill anything in. You guys at Stream Elements, I tell you, I'm calling you out. Oh, but hey, I'll take it. I can take it. I got big enough shoulders and a big enough frame to hold it, I think. But anyway, hey, let's crawl up. We are in, all of that to say, we're in the new Drzewieckii scenery for Newark Liberty Airport. There's a link for it. Read that line 1. Follow it. If you don't, you won't have buildings. Or at least in my case, you did. It's not for a better experience. Well, you know, 2xplane.org stores credit. Yeah, your experience will kind of stink. Or better yet, suck. Because there's no buildings. So, you know, I get where, you know, let's be politically correct. Yeah, come on, let's be politically correct in saying exactly what happens. Now, could Drzewieckii have put it in? I don't know. I really don't. I'm not fluent enough in scenery design to know that. So, all right. Well, we've spent some time here on the ground just chit-chatting. And me screwing up. And hang on, I got to blow out my cold-ridden nose one more time. Ouch. Oh, man. I hate colds. As long as they stay colds, I'm okay. But usually, yeah, they lead to something else. Or they are something else. But anyway, that's a whole different ball of wax to deal with. All right, let's crawl up in Zibo here and see what kind of flight we have. Now my ears are clogged, so bear with me. I'm struggling today, folks, big time. All right, today's flight. First and foremost, realize that most every flight sim does not yet recognize that there are these things called 737 freighters, and they tell you by passengers. So take the passenger count this way. Okay, instead of a little, what is that, 8 by 11 envelope, make it one body. Oh, that's a pretty heavy body. Anyway, just realize, it's packages, it's envelopes, it's a whole lot of things. Because we're hauling 20,676 pounds for FedEx Express Virtual. We are going to have nearly 12,100 pounds of fuel, and flying at a cost index of 35 and 30,000 feet. It's not a long flight. All right, you can see the route. We are going to plan 4 left for right now, unless someone comes along and says, you're going to go this way. Hang on again. Cough spell. Can I say ouch again? Ugh. May have to reach for cough drops here soon. All right, we're going to try a little more coffee. And see if that can't help. Bear with me here. As of right now, I will say there'll probably be no stream tomorrow. There's a lot of things going on here, but I think this cold may knock me down tomorrow. 35 for the cost index, 30,000 feet, 4 left for takeoff. All right, here's the lovely weather here. So if you are looking for some pretty low instrument conditions, check out Newark and the new scenery. Oh, is it dynamite when you get the buildings to work. Winds are out of the east at 100 degrees, 4 knots, 1.5 mile visibility, light rain drizzle. The sky's broken at 400 feet, overcasted at 1,000. That's the bases. So what that means in aviation terms, if I've got it right, you should break out at 400 feet. Now, I don't know if that's 1.5 miles or closer. So you're pretty much auto landing in this case. For a whole lot of reasons, but for the weather, you can pretty well bet on that. Real world, had a conversation with my dad about how things are today out there. Oh, wow. It's a challenge, put it that way. 7 degrees out there, 6 degrees dew point. So yeah, wear your mucklucks. But you should always do that anyway in New York City, Newark, and anywhere around it, because it's always cold. No, actually it's 45 degrees. Still chilly, but not 7 like we would think in the Fahrenheit world. All right, up in Buffalo, it's a little chillier. Winds are 060 at 13. Light rain, overcast, just slightly now below VFR conditions. 2,900 and 5 degrees and a -2 for the dew point, which is actually helping that visibility to stay at 10. All right. So not bad. Like I said, we're planning runway 5 in Buffalo, 4 left out of here. And we are on VATSIM. Now, do not let this fool you. If you go in and look at what his ATIS is, he only covers Western New York, not New York City. However, because it's New York Center, it prevented us from getting a squawk code. All right, so let's get to work, shall we? I cannot remember. Let me find out. Ooh, this has really changed. Let's request. Let me try something here, folks. First time using this new setup. Don't know what all this means. Other than I am going to just click start. And we're going to bunvachi from here. I'll have to ask at another date and time. All right, so off we go. We are up on the FedEx boards. Let's double check. Make sure. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, there we are. Cool, departing. Good, good, good. Just shows us halfway in the middle of Pennsylvania. Oh. Okay. All right. Instead of over by New York City. That's close. Close enough. You know, it's the government, you know. Okay, good. For a second, I'm like, oh, tell me it did not put the wrong title up. Oh, it kind of did, though. There we go. All right, so we're off and running here, shall we? Let's get up top here, get the INS updating. Bugs the heck out of me. How quiet that is. Okay, 7 minutes to go. Let's hit down here, check everything real quick. Fuel good. Is that a different controller? Hang on a second. He interrupt. Nope, it's the same one. Okay. He's not calling me, so that's all that matters. Well, he can call me, just don't call me late for dinner. But anyway, off we go. Everything looks good. Let's get down here and get the FMC started. We are in KEWR, or WR, sorry. Next page today is an odd day, so we'll go with the left and push that in. Newark, KBUF. Request my flight plan. All right. If you want to be able to request a flight plan and put it, have it put in here, go through the Zibo documentation. I'm not going to, really be able to provide much. Or watch Sky Madix. Oh. All right, so we're going to load. Activate, execute, clear, clear. Okay, it's already got us set on 4 left and all of that. All right, so how did we get to this point? Well, you come over here. And how to get to here, you come in at the main menu, click weight and balance, click airside, and voila. Here's where you'll find load OFP, activate up here. All right, so we're going to go back and just sit here for just a little bit longer, not much. Going to go ahead, get a fuel pump on, and crank on the APU. We want our baggage to be just as comfortable as our passengers. Yep, hang on a second, waiting on it. Okay. Oh, my nose. Stand by 1 second. All right, didn't want to sniffle in your ears. All right, the APU is firing up. We're going to get back down here, go over here. As soon as we get that up and running, we'll do that hint and get people's coming aboard. Well, packages. They're going to walk from the bus to the plane and on. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah, FedEx is a pretty ingenious company to make the packages walk. Walk the plank. All right, and click. Oh, that one won't do it. That one will. And I like to wait and make sure they're coming aboard. Even though it's only 90, it won't take us much longer from here. Okay, that's all I want to see. Let's get back here. And we're going to click perf in it. And we're going to click request. Now, it's not doing anything other than gathering all the data in your plane and putting it right here. Oh, I'm like, what's going on here? I forgot. Got to click load. All right, and today's flight reserve is seeks. All right, flight level 300, temperatures look good, everything else looks good. Let's go to N1 request. And I'm going to the SimBriefs takeoff performance calculator and verifying for left, wet, good. All right, takeoff 2. Select temperature 55. All right, we'll go next page to here. Next page. Runway wind is 0605, 060 diagonal 5. The runway slope here is, if any, none. So we'll go, I saw a negative sign, so I'll put down 0.0 diagonal. And we just need the heading of the runway, 039. Okay, stick that in there. Now, we are not on a dry runway, and we're going to talk a little bit. There was a flight last year, you all may remember, Houston, Texas, and a 737, I think max, but we're going to be nice and just say 737, that collapsed the landing gear. We'll talk about it. I read the press's version of what the NTSB said. Okay, so we're wet. 55.6, is that close? What's our flaps out of here? 5. All right, and we're going to increase them for the climb according to SimBrief. So we'll go 1, 3, 9. 142. Da, 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 ba, da, 149. Okay, we're all set, ready to go. Once the passengers have all got on board. Okay, let's go ahead and get that center up, even though they are not wanting to control here. One, 3, 2. Yep. Somehow we dropped that. Alrighty. Oh, we can't. We got to put in CTAF first. Dang it. KEWR is 18.3. Dang it, I forgot about that. All right, so we got CTAP in. Let's take a moment here. Come down out of the sky here. Yeah, if we were a little clearer, you could see just what the scenery is like. We can kind of get a better shot that way. It's really tough in low vis like this to see it, so we're just not gonna. Not a smart move, but you can see the buses here bringing the packages to our door, driving through cargo loaders and all. You gotta love flight simulation. It's always fun to see what the traffic will do. So, but they should be done here momentarily. They're up to 88%, so we're just about loaded. All right, final checks. Okay, 149 means 159. What I do is V2 plus 10. .039 for the heading. All right, let's see. There usually is
boarding is now complete. Flight attendants prepare the cabins. Verify arm door standby for all call.
just in case they come on and say, why didn't you talk to me? All right, so we'll be turning 055. Did I not hear her? Huh, I did not. Okay. All right, so we are on the generator. The APU, that is. All right, we're about ready to push. If you all are ready, let's get this show rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Getting a few things lined out.
Morning, folks. folks from the flight deck, get your captain for the ride. It looks like it should be pretty good. So we're planning on a smooth ride. Get you there as soon as we can, and as safe as we can. We'll talk to you once we get airborne. Welcome aboard.
Okay, the one thing we did not do. Okay, and we did not put our expecting arrival to the ILS runway 5. Okay. And let's add that. Zabso. Looks good. What we're doing is just going through real quick, making sure no problems there. Legs look good. Okay, we're good to go. Now we are. All right, now that we've got our departure, I forgot we got to do the Newark 5 departure, which basically means, okay, what is the Newark 5 departure? We'll stand by here. It's kind of a funky look on this map, but let me bring it actually up on the 4s. Okay. Real quick, and then we're going to push back. All right. Let me hide this, see if that helps. All right, so on takeoff, the directions are 4 left, 4 right. Climb 030 or 39 to 4 to 500 feet, then execute a right turn to 055, and then at 4.0 IEZ or 3.6 off IW or IE. These are the ILS frequencies. We then climbing left turn 290 at or above 2500 up to 3000. Okay, then expect vectors to our first fix. So that's what we're looking at. Our top altitude technically is 3,000 feet. So you can see how it looks a little, what? Yeah. And there's where New York Center starts. So we'll be already direct neon when we talk to them. All right, we're ready to go. Parking brake is set. Fuel ready. And seatbelts are on. Packs off. Okay. I didn't mean to do that just yet.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Yeah, I did not mean to get an engine started already. My bad.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Brake off.
Starting pushback.
All right. We're going to taxi to 4 left after we get number 1 fired up here. We'll go ahead and start on it.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, brake set. Let's get this
Disconnecting
thing
tow.
ready to fly.
Standby.
All right, got the engines. Let's go back up topside here to the overhead. Okay, we're going to want, first off, engine 1 and 2 gens are on. Go to 1. Okay. Hydraulic pumps. Where are we at? Anti-ice? Yes. Okay, APU bleed off. APU off.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
All right, thanks for the pushback. Those new to or have never heard of X-Plane and thinking about it, this is a free plugin and does a much better job than the default. Default does a good job, do not get me wrong, but this one can make turns and turns and turns and then turn back on itself again to get you where you need to be. All right, good sign there. We can start in on the flaps. Just making sure everything's ready. Yaw dampers on. All right, oop, meant to go here. All right, flaps, taxi lights, turn switches, auto brake, retard, or reject. ATC, well, we'll get our, okay. By the way, I guess we're in the final days, final minutes, who knows, of the NavGraph survey. If you're wanting to put a, remark about or talk about your favorite stuff or what they say, ask you, hey, it's a good survey. It's a shame they don't ask us what we truly want, but you never know. Okay, let's engines and blank that screen out. All right, heading bug set, VNav, RNav, lower display is there. Let's get down here, turn on, and here we go. Yeah, Newark traffic, FedEx 811, taxi to 4 left. Five. Okay. We made mention of the ill-fated United flight that gear collapsed on in Houston last year. Thankfully, nobody hurt. I think I forgot the pitot heat. I sure did. Right now, the way the press read it, and we just don't have the raw data. They disengaged many of the auto brakes. The spoilers might have even been retracted early. And I'll be totally honest, I couldn't tell you. I wasn't there, don't know. But it was an interesting thing, and the numbers the pilot was going by were wrong for that runway. Why? That question, of course, the media doesn't know how to ask. So, still a lot of questions on that to me. I get what the runway condition codes are. I used to do that at my airport. provide that information, and for both NOTAM and ATIS. Not broadcast, but they were made available. So that's what it seems to have been like. Again, if you believe our press. I don't. Sorry, it just don't believe much of what the garbage they put out. So they got a lot of work to do. All right, let's get our final takeoffs completed. Weather radar. Terrain, I don't know why it doesn't work. It hasn't. I'm thinking it may have something, maybe, but I'm going to say maybe because I just don't know if that simplistic answer is the answer. That being, I don't have the CPDLC plugins put in. To me, I just don't see myself flying this plane that much in Europe, where CPDLC is really the only area you find it working on VATSIM, even though it's worldwide. You do not see the controllers in the US even touching it, because it means they have to text again. I remember that huge battle many years ago when they finally won, or whatever the case was, and no longer were we texting. They were super happy. And now they are again, because it is a known entity that is for safety. But it's flight sim, you know, who cares? It's a flight sim. We get hurt, nobody gets hurt. All right, I think we're ready to go. Brakes off. Lights on. And Newark common traffic, FedEx 811 departing 4 left, Newark 5 departure. Okay, hand off the throttle.
V1, rotate. Positive rate. $400. 1,000. To go.
And Newark traffic, FedEx 811, heading 290 out of your area. Have a great day. All right. We haven't turned 290. Now we are. Sorry about that, folks. Just all of a sudden, gotta love them. All right, we're farming back up on 290. Once we do, we'll then plan on going direct. And for us, that direct will be Neon. All right, I think we've got things worked out here. All right, we're off to Buffalo. One snowy place to another snowy place. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so got some opposing traffic coming at us. But we'll we'll just work our way through in the needle of an eye, or the eye of a needle. Kind of shocked they're not showing up on TCAS, even though, I guess because they're above us. Okay, we're above 10,000 feet. Lights are finally able to come off. All right, we're going to keep the anti-ice on. Let me see if it is actually still on. The wing is off. Okay, we'll get the wing back on. And we're on our way. I hope y'all enjoyed. A little fun time there. Hey, look that up, though. The NTSB report is out on what happened in Houston last year with that United 737. Again, I'm not going to say either way Max or not, although I think it was, because Max was always in the news. But, yeah. Hang on a second. Oh, this nose does not know what this nose knows. Anyway, so read it. It's interesting what the real world is like. Those of you out here that try to fly realistically, you don't come close. The only ones that might are those that are actually airline pilots, actual flying, rule-abiding instrument pilot. I say that latter part because there are too many mavericks out there still. But yeah, it's I got a good schooling a couple nights ago, and wow. Woo. That incident there kind of shows why it is what it is out there, and why flying with Mike breaks a lot of rules without even realizing it, because he only was a private pilot in the real world. So all right, but yeah, it was a pretty interesting read of mistakes made, potentially. You know, the thing with the NTSB, I've always, you know, I'm sure if we actually read all whatever many pages they wrote, might find the actual blame. They blamed a whole lot of things. So from the captain to other, you know, it's just a blame game is what sometimes it feels like to me. But hold on, not to rip them, but to say, if cars were and accidents were treated the way the NTSB does airplane accidents, I'll tell you this much: cars would be safer and many drivers would not be driving. So thank your lucky stars on that one. They are thorough. They will uncover the mechanical clauses and people breakdowns. And so it was an interesting thing. The one that got me, though, was turning the auto brakes off and lowering the spoilers. And again, I wonder sometimes if it's the press sensationalizing things. Some of the actions the pilot did, I'll let you read it to kind of go, what? And go from there. All right, we should be pretty close to New York Center. Oh, we are in New York Center. according to this. Hang on. New York Center, FedEx 811 with you, coming up the Hopsy for Buffalo through 22,000. Back to Unicom we go. FedEx 811, have a great day. I was waiting for him to give me a final altitude. Lower than 30,000. But I don't know the route, so I don't know. But yeah, sometimes we get lucky like that where he's been up a while and it says, "I've had enough." And in New York, you could easily say that. Oh, so anyway, we're on our way. I hope you've enjoyed getting out of Newark. Again, if you're interested in the Drzewieckii scenery for Newark, here's a link. And make sure to install OpenSam if you have not. Otherwise, as I say, no buildings will show. What a surprise to me, but make sure you install that. And because of that, I went with the other one too, the I don't even know what it's called anymore, but I probably can find it real quick. He says so, but no, not really. You gotta love it. Anyway, we're on our way. Shame on me, I don't have some toolkit up there. Got about 30 minutes to Buffalo and more snow. Or maybe rain. Who knows? Hey, let's be positive. Could be rain. So, we're on our way. Ooh, Syracuse came up. Did anyone in Buffalo? Nope. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Little tired. Oh my goodness, what is this yellow glowing thing in the sky? Wow, we have not seen that in a few days. What is that thing called? Oh, but anyway, we're glad to have y'all aboard. Welcome in as we head for Buffalo. Today's verse of the day, let me bring it up there for everyone. Hang on a second. Helps to go the right way on the, there we go. Joshua 1:9, you all see this quite a bit. This is one of those verses, for me anyway, that's kind of like a life verse. It got me through a lot of rough days when I worked out at the airport back in 2020 through 2024.
1,000 to go.
It was just an extremely rough time. I won't go so far as to say hazing was in place, but I wouldn't be far off. What it's like today, I have no idea, don't care, and they can do as they please. I'm not there. But Joshua 1:9 is just a verse that just pushed me, not only there, but everywhere I've been. When I start, even at the grocery store, when all the pain going through my body and stooping down to clean up floors and standing on my feet for the amount of hours I did, it just kept pushing me and pushing me. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will bring you wherever you go. Will be with you wherever you go. It's just a verse. I mean, there were days in the truck where it was just coming down on me. Same at the firehouse, same at the grocery store, and even, you know, in a desk job with CWS. It just seemed overwhelming. There are, of course, other verses we can go to, but this one just kept hammering me, pushing me. Keep going, we got you. And it got me through a lot of the craziness that a firehouse can be. Definitely the truck can be, and the pains of cleaning floors. Again, it goes, have I not commanded you? God is telling Joshua. This is a verse that actually shows up in Deuteronomy, not with the have I not part, but be strong, courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And God is just, Joshua has just taken over this ragtag group of people. 40 years since they were in Egypt, now about to cross into the promised land. Their leader has just died, Moses, and passed the leadership mantle to Joshua. Joshua knows the troubles that Moses has gone through. It's his turn, if you will, to put it very simplistically. And I'm going to tell you, it's a little overwhelming. We've all, any of you that have been in leadership positions, when it's thrust upon you, it's a very daunting, very, I'm not sure about this. Well, here's God coming in, as he did with me several times, saying, have I not commanded you? Be strong. Be courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And if you look back in those first 5 books of the Bible, God was with them, even though many of the times the people were not. And God is faithful. Like I said, it's a verse that has just been with me for such a long time, and continues even into this day. It'll be ringing, and I affectionately call, if you all watch NCIS, the early days with Gibbs smacking the back of the head of Denozo, the Gibbs smack, many of us call it. Yeah, I could just feel God doing it. Come on, haven't I commanded you? So anyway, it's a great verse, and something to really apply to your life, because it, like I said, the things that come along that you just don't want to do, it just pushes you to get it done, get her done. So I hope it helps you like it has me, because so many years that verse has been pushing and pulling and gib smacking and telling me God will be with you. All right, let's see where we are versus top of descent. We're in cruise. Let's let those packages back there party. We'll put the seatbelt sign to auto. And top of descent looks like about 60 miles. Is that right? 80 miles. Okay, so let's kind of kick back, relax for a few minutes as we get ready to descend into Buffalo. So hope you all realize it is Friday Eve. That's what Thursday in my world is called, Friday Eve. I hope y'all have got a great weekend planned, if for some it hasn't started already. And I hope y'all be safe and enjoy it. We're going to have some pretty warm temperatures out here in St. Louis here soon. If we can get this low cloudiness to burst, and it looks like it's really trying out there. The rain has finally stopped, albeit for a day, and my dog shows it. He, I think, is actually sleeping now. Oh, nope, he's stirring. Poor guy. We had a lot of storms last night. He didn't sleep well. So anyway, we're off and running, so I hope y'all have a great day. Great Friday Eve. And, of course, that means tomorrow's Friday. For the rest of us, that's the weekend, and look forward to it. But yeah, it's nice to see the dog kind of getting back to normal, relaxing, and, you know, do what dogs do, chill, sleep. You want me to do what? Yeah, you go get the ball. So, all right, let's see how bad it looks in the clouds. Yeah, it's somewhere in hyperspace in there. Or warp speed, whichever way you want to look at it. All right, I'm gonna shift gears here, take a look at Buffalo real quick. 060 at 11, still are the winds. Light rain, overcast 3,000. So guess what? It's back to VFR, 10-mile visibility. 5 approach is in use. And, oh my gosh, we broke up. Runway 5 bare and wet. Oh, somebody better clothe it. Runway codes 555 as of 1600 Zulu. That's what we like to hear. What those runway condition codes are, basically telling you what to expect. Are we going to be on a dry runway? Now, with that code usually comes information when it's below 555, like why? Is it 443, 42, whatever? It doesn't have to be the same number every time. It's each third of the runway. It basically is telling you the friction, how much braking, you know, how slick is it? And like I said, then there's usually other qualifiers like 1/4 inch of snow, 20 feet off the center line, 40 feet off. We hope it's more than 20. But 40 feet off the center line, you know, you'll get those with it. So you can then go to your charts in the plane and set the plane up correctly. Now, at a certain point, if the runways have been degrading for it could end up to where the runway needs to be closed because it's too slick. You'll slide off. Or a pilot ahead of you reported braking action nil. Immediately, I shouldn't say immediately, but normally we would close it and get the snow crews out on it and clean it, get it cleared up. But anyway, sorry, I had to blow out my nose. But anyway, that's one of the many hats that I wore out at the airport I worked at. And to me, the device you use is very subjective, not accurate. Meaning, why do I say it that way? My stomping on the brakes might be different than your stomping on the brakes, and that could theoretically, you could make it seem less slick than I encountered it, or vice versa. And I don't know, I just never liked it. The device I liked was this little box we towed behind a truck, and every 1,000 foot we took a reading. And now, there are inherent dangers with that, yes. But I thought that was more accurate because, guess what? You're not doing anything other than pushing a button for it to take a reading. That's it. No matter how hard you push that button, it's only going to do what it's programmed to do. And I always felt that was a more safer use for what the pilots needed. But then again, who am I? I know, just a little old peon. But anyway. But it was, I've got to go back and find out when that incident happened and all, because there's some things that came out I know of runway and the stuff I did on the airport that came out that I want to say, ooh, were we maybe doing things wrong? Which would not surprise me in the least. At all. So all right, top of descent lies right up ahead. Let's do some quick checks here. Descent altitude, I think we're coming down to 6,000. 4,000. Okay, and engine starts are in continuous, seatbelts at 15, lights at 10. Let's get some winds if they're available. Most likely not. Oh my gosh, it's actually found some winds. Oh, ain't that just bitch? Okay, now if you're anywhere but the US and North America for the most part, here is where you would set your, you go to forecast your transition levels. You'd get that off your ATIS, so pay close attention. Believe me, those controllers in those areas, I switched it 1,000 feet off. He goes, not yet. I love that controller. Cracked me up. So, yeah, but still, he knew that I was ready for it, because most of us from this part, 18,000. Okay, we're going to be dropping to 4. All right, and 13 miles out. Let me just do this one more time. Descend now. Execute. All right, for the ILS, we need, what is it? 10, wait, I can get it right here. 1085. 1085. They're not telling me Buffalo. 16.4. All right. And our runway heading will be 055. All right, we're set up for the ILS single channel. Should not need to go auto on this, so... Uh-oh. What's the cautionary? And the minimums 200.5 miles. Okay, 200. All right. All right, we're descending here kind of gently. Oh, now we're starting to steepen up. All right, next up, for those on Twitch, we'll be headed to Charlotte. If you all remember our last run into Charlotte. Definitely something not really to write home about. Still waiting on some answers on a couple of things. Well, looky there, we broke into a lair. How about that? Yeah, we still got to go back down, but still, we're at least in a lair. But no, some answers still haven't come out as to why some things didn't work right. Or, again, stuff who knows. Like I said, not flying a Piper Warrior or Archer or Arrow. I'm flying a 737 today, an Airbus that day. Just not a pleasant sight. Okay, just doing some checks. Wasn't even actually what I was looking for. All right, we're through 18,000, which means I need to set 3010. All right, so I hope y'all are having a great Thursday. I hope everything you are looking forward to comes to be. Oh, we left those lights on. Okay, cabin's ready. Are we? All right, we're slowing down and getting ready. Let's get that localizer pushed up. Unfortunately, with the Boeings, you're not getting that automatically fed to the device because Boeing requires the pilot to set it. All right, we are just about, let's go ahead. Do we have the localizer? Nope, not yet. Length of runway, 8,800. Oh man, this was actually a fun flight. I'm glad I kept pushing myself to figure out how to make it work. The more I think about it now, that 8,800 feet, I'm pretty sure you just got to be right on the numbers with it. I could have brought a 767 in on it. All right, we're ready with the VOR. With the localizer, and we've got IGBI. Is that what it's called? IGBI, it short is. Alright, so 137, we'll call it 150. Speed brakes, speed setting. We're on the ILS. Let's call up Buffalo. $2,500. Buffalo common traffic, FedEx 811 on the ILS for runway 5, approximately 7 miles out, runways in sight. Okay, flaps 30, brakes set, 3 green on the landing gear, and spoilers armed. Cleared to land.
$2,500.
Buffalo traffic, FedEx 811, outer marker 5.
$400. 300. Approaching minimums. 200 minimum. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And Buffalo common traffic FedEx 811's off at Charlie to the FedEx ramp. Okay, again, welcome to Buffalo. We're taxiing over to FedEx. A little bit of a difference here. You got the terminal right here for Buffalo on the left. FedEx is out kind of over there on the right. So we'll bring the 737 right over to it. We got to cross at Alpha 3. All right, looks like nobody else around, so we're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed that. Over to Buffalo out of Newark, the new Drzewieckii scenery. And again, if you're looking, but it's not that expensive, folks. That's one other nice thing about it. Check it out. Just make sure it is free. Do not think you got to buy something else for it. OpenSam is free. You got to go to their GitHub site and follow directions. Oh, did I just pass up Alpha 3? I sure did. Hang on, we gotta turn around. Okay, the other big question is it even here? We do run into that from time to time. Oh, there it is, yeah. All right, we're cleared across. Alpha 3 to Mike. Sorry about that. Oh. All right, we're just minutes away from putting her first flight down. Okay, after landing, I know we gotta set the trim. For units. All right, we're ready to shut them down. All right, welcome into the first destination of the day, Buffalo. Glad you all were here. Let's kind of look this over real quick. Actually, hang on. Stand by. I'm getting rid of that. No need. All right, so there you have it, Buffalo, and the buses are back to get, well, quite frankly, to get those rowdy packages out of there. All right, let's bring up a see, 78 feet a minute. Holy mackerel. Okay. Final check here. This new website. Where's the logbook? Yeah, 78 feet a minute. Wow. We'll take it. Sold. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we'll take it. Get set up for the next flight here while we're in the process. All right. So, 78 feet a minute's what FedEx Express got us at. We'll bring in good old Elevatech and Sim Toolkit. Sim Toolkit is what I kind of go by as my go-to, as my scorekeeper. Okay, I'm already seeing that there. I hope you did too. Our departure, fairly on track. I don't, it did this once before where it comes back. It doesn't turn right onto 290. It's kind of weird out of Newark how that works. But we had crummy weather out of Newark, a little better weather here in Buffalo, and we flew for an hour 15 minutes, flight time 53 minutes, and well, let's take a look at it. 75 feet a minute and 1G. So let's zoom down, see how many bumps in the road we had. Only one. How about that? And we were just 15, 16, 1700 feet down the runway. There's our little whoops. See, this is what I was looking for, and that wasn't there. So we had to go up to this one. All right, so we'll take it. Very nice. And then, of course, we're over here in spot 3, which almost seems waterlogged. All right, just resetting that and go back to map, and yeah, you can see all the ickiness. But look at that little shaft right there. The weather wasn't too bad, obviously. Clouds could be, but rain and snow-wise, no. All right, Elevatech out, Sim Toolkit in. $182 feet a minute. They are a lot of times worse on us than we expect. So no biggie. Oh, not loadout. Come on, quit pushing buttons. All right, so let's get the details. All right, it's hour 15-minute flight time, 240 miles, everything other than the feet per minute, which is about doubled, are about the same. So it's pretty good landing. Let's see how it looked. 1,650 feet down the runway, 2 feet off the center. Started way over here, and we got her back on the center line. So not bad. I am that right there makes me happy. Little 2-degree dip in the wing, which is fine, 0.6. I could have raised the nose a little more. But overall, numbers and location look fabulous, simply marvelous. So, all right, well, we're going to call flight number 1 a success. We now have how long to the next flight at FedEx? They changed some rules on me, so, and for the better. I have until June 3rd to fly my next flight. Yes! That helps a lot. It really does with the way life has changed here with me. So I do appreciate that. I always have. I've been with FedEx 10 years, and it has been a great run. If you're looking for a good VA, helps to spell it right. You know, in 10 years, you think I'd have learned how to spell FedEx. I know, cheat. Read the airplane there, Captain. But anyway, it has been really a great 10 years. This airline, I mean, keeps it simple. They may not have all the current routes. They're hard to find anyway. But, you know, they go to places sometimes you don't even think. That was one of the problems. I was trying to find A300 flights out of Newark. They used to show them lined up on the south side of the main terminal, main FedEx parking area, not the little planes for Mountain Air or whoever the heck has the contract now. And I just couldn't. And that's why I was just like, you know, we'll just fly a different airplane than what we planned. And this is fun, Zibo. Zibo's always fun, so I hope you enjoyed the flight. But they are truly a great airline. They've been around a little more than 10 years, and very easygoing, great. They just updated their website and ACAR system. Chef's kiss on it there, guys. Great job. And I know they sometimes pop in from time to time and lurk. So we're thankful for them. And I think if you joined them, you would enjoy. The biggest requirement out of them is you just know how to fly. They're not there to teach you, so you need to kind of know how to fly your simulator. But after that, they're a great bunch of people, folks. The other little, every airline has those little stipulations. They want you to fly where you left off at or jump seat. So, pretty simple. I mean, I haven't had any troubles. I've had a couple rough landings. Just a couple. And like I said, they're a great bunch of people. So, and they got some great substitutions that I might take advantage of on the next run with FedEx. So, enjoy, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Also, for those on Twitch, just about did it. Here's the link again to the Drzewieckii Newark scenery. Really good stuff. If you fly for other VA passengers, you're going to like Newark. Not many people do, but you're going to like Newark in X-Plane. So check it out. All right, we're going to head out of here. Twitch, hang along. We'll get set up for our second flight of the day. YouTube, we'll put it up later, probably sometime next week. We are thankful for all of you being here. Thank you so much for flying with us. And again, because it is such an near and dear verse to me, Joshua 1:9. Again, for those here on Twitch, one of these verses that just impacted my life a lot. And that was, it's also found in Deuteronomy. Hang on. Sorry. But as Joshua was about to take this ragtag Israelite bunch into Canaan, what, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 years ago, God instructed Joshua, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you." And that verse has just resonated through days of driving the truck, through days of working a call center. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine that verse just beating down on me to get through some of the stuff that went on in the firehouse. And even to today, well, before I left my job as a floor cleaner / light janitor at the grocery store, it just kept pushing and pushing me to not get discouraged or afraid, and know that God is with you. Literally like a cheerleader. Come on, let's get this done. We can get it done. You can get off your feet afterwards. And it's this verse I attribute it to. Hey, Godspeed. Welcome aboard. Thank you, sir. We're getting ready to go into a second flight here. So hang tight. All right. So with that, folks, I hope you have a fantastic night and fantastic day. We're for Twitch. If you would, hang tight. Like I said, we're getting ready to fire up a second flight. For YouTube, unfortunately, this will be the end of this video. But no worries. We'll make a video of the next flight. So y'all enjoy Friday Eve. And not sure if we'll be back tomorrow or not, but we'll see. So y'all enjoy. God bless. And just remember, God is always with you.